We are live. We're going
We
to do
are
this
live. We are
one more
live.
again. Woo!
We are
So,
live. So tell me the name of the new show.
the name is called Conference Room Conversations, and it
Oh,
is
I love it.
designed for women business owners, specifically women of color business owners, where we can have conversations about our business and different things that we need to know to be successful. Hey, Nicole, we are
Hey,
back. Again,
back,
the
Nicole.
name of the show is going to be called Conference Room Conversations, and
Okay.
it's for women business owners who can talk about those conversations that we can't in the room with other people. But this conference room will be able to have those discussions. And so while it would be centered around our business, it will still take care of those other topics that you and Tamara were talking about, everything that touches our life. Because if we, the business owner, are not together, then the business isn't going to be together. If our family life isn't together, the business isn't going to be together. If our health isn't premium, then the business is going to suffer. So, but sometimes those conversations around our personal life, our health, our wellness, it hits women of color than it does other women. And so we want to be able to have those type of conversations so that we can support one another. And it was something that I've been pondering for a couple of years. Because I've talked about so many other things, but when it comes to Black women specifically, we deal with some things that others don't. And hi, Tamara. Thank you for hanging in there with us. And
Hi, can you hear me?
yes, we can hear you.
Great.
Yes.
Hi.
And so and what has become extremely what am I trying to the forefront is this microaggression that we all deal with that I didn't even know we were dealing with. Because depending on when you entered the workforce, it was just one of those things that you had to deal with. Your mama would tell you, girl, just keep your mouth shut, put your head down, and do your work. And not realizing that we were getting it from all sides. And so now that I'm much older and we're in a different era, we can speak out loud to those issues and talk about what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and what we're not going to stand for anymore. How about that? So
You know what? I think everything that you said, having the name, deal with around, a conference room, all of that has to be together in order for us to enter the conference room. Women in business, we have to balance so many things, right? And it's always the key word is preparation. How do we prepare? How do we prepare to be our best selves when we have to go into a meeting? When we have to go into those meetings, either we are part of the meeting or either we are leading the meeting. It's always preparation.
Yes.
Have been in so many boardrooms, well, Carla, that, where, I had to make sure that my voice, was heard because I prepared. Like, don't let me prepare and then not be heard.
Well, especially when you lead in a meeting,
so, most meetings can be dominant, by our males, especially in a lot of corporate America, right? And so we have to, how you say, take that extra time to be prepared.
Yes. And what also tends to be an issue for us is, and Michelle, you probably, and I'm going to say tomorrow, because I know more about your position when I met you more than I know you personally, but knowing the positions that you've had in the past, don't give me that side eye, is you're in charge, but folks don't want you to be in charge, or people don't think that you're in charge. And, either you're spoken over, or you're what the very thing that you said somebody else suggested, and then it's like, well, I thought I said that, and we had, and one of the things that makes me think about is our facial expressions. Like, I remember that one piece on the White House briefing with April Ryan and what's his name, and he said, don't shake your head, and she was like, hold up, You know, and there was a time when the press secretary or anybody would tell a Black woman, don't shake your head, you know, and don't disagree with what I'm saying because of our facial expressions. And how dare you tell us what we can and can't do, you know, with how we even look, and how we speak and everything. So those are and it's just having those frank conversations to be able to say not anymore, you know. Having it's one thing we talk about the hair, and I love it that we all have these different hairstyles. I'm usually like Nicole, I'm usually curly, but that was a time that was a problem. Well, in some places it is, but not anymore. And as you said, Michelle, when you're showing up in the room, sometimes it's just how we show up,
Yeah.
you know.
How we show up. We have to
How
be
we show
prepared,
up.
you know.
Yeah.
And see, I love it now because, you know, I'm locked and I love my
Okay.
locks. Girl, locks.
Let me tell you, girl,
100%. And I love it. I love it.
Wow.
They are embracing it.
in 11 years. But you know what? I had to do my research homework before making the decision, could corporate America accept my hair, right? And so I actually asked different questions of the males because it was dominantly that, you know.
Yeah.
And so I would say, so how do you think it would be taken? How do you think it would be taken amongst the Caucasian counterparts and things of that sort, right? Because we always have people saying, is that your hair? Oh, well, can I touch that? Or oh, how did you grow your hair like that? Like, you know. And so right, I had to get used to that over these 11 years. And then it's like it gave me empowerment. And I became so like proud, you know, of the fact that I was on this hair growth journey with my locks, right? And so I'm just going to say it right now. On February the 4th, I am actually getting my locks cut, and I will transition to the sister locks, right? So that's another journey going into 60 years old.
How about that?
So my mom was like, I want all of that. I'm going to put it in a bag. I'm like, what you
Wow.
You know, but
my first cut I did. My first cut. And see, I want to go from the sister locks to the bigger locks.
Oh,
okay.
So look, you're not doing that transition, huh?
Yeah, because I just feel that like now it's so many, and I be in there still like 3.5, 4 hours doing reties. The longer they get,
so let me tell you, I have never done my own hair. I think the reason why this grew so quickly in 11 years is that I don't touch it. There's no chemical, like nothing, right? The only thing that I put in my hair is the tea tree, and then the tea tree products, you know, to wash or whatever. But I have, you know, the young lady who started them, so she's still with me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we've been together for that long, because I interviewed like 5 or 6 shops looking for that right person that kind of connected with my aura about this whole thing, right? And after I interviewed 4 or 5 of the shops, I kind of had an idea who I wanted to choose. And then I went back to her and I explained the process and told her, she's the one who I choose. Can we stick this out? You know?
Right.
And she was like, Miss Michelle, oh my goodness. I said, no, I'm real funny, girl. I'm telling you. Real funny about the hair. Right. And we've been together ever since. I mean, I've seen her kids grow, you know what I'm saying? So it has been a beautiful journey, you know.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
I love it.
Well, I'm usually curly, and
yes, you are.
But when I get my ends trimmed, that's when I let her do a blow dry. But one of the things that I've learned, and what I stopped doing, was coloring my hair, because that was taking a toll. And I don't mind being gray. I don't mind it at all. I'm kind of looking forward to it being all gray, because I think it's beautiful. I've seen some women with some beautiful, and you almost think they dyed it that platinum color, and it's like, nope, it is what it is. So normally I'll just do the flat iron to get my ends clipped or what have you, and then I get every time I see you, your hair is different. I don't know how to take that. It's one thing but a sister doesn't say it. A sister's just like, girl, I love your hair. I usually get it from the guys. Every time I see, Well, it is not supposed to be the same thing all the
Mhm.
time, so whatever.
Now, being in the whole natural, holistic type of thing, when it comes to any type of color, right? So I have only used vegetable root
Hmm.
plant dye in my hair because I didn't want chemicals.
Right,
Like I said, I didn't want the shampoos and anything to have chemicals.
right.
So when I was looking for color, and I wanted it to be as natural, so I researched all of that too, and I was lucky to find out that the Vitamin Shop and GNC Curry, the
Hmm,
vegetable root types of dye. Now they don't come in a lot of colors and
of
stuff
course.
like that because it's the vegetable roots, but I just like the fact that it's still a natural thing, right?
Right.
And it covers very well, when it comes to your hair. It depends on when you have a growth spurt or something like that.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can.
I got a comment from Art that you all know, and he says corporate America wants Black women to conform to their views.
They
The
do.
good thing, though, is that corporate America is starting to look more like us.
That's good.
And I'm starting to see commercials that show us in a more natural form.
Mhm.
It's not this, and that's not just Black women, though. That's what this is about. But
Yeah.
even, the skinny, they're not seeing always skinny girls anymore. You're seeing some people with some hips, some roles on the commercials. I watch commercials for different reasons just to see,
Mhm. I
who they're
like to see
using.
the inclusiveness and diversity that the commercials are starting to get into. And
Yeah.
going back to what he said about corporate America, he is right. So
Mhm.
the majority, yes, it still outweigh us, and they still look for the certain type, right?
Yes.
Because it's not how you say, it doesn't make you uncomfortable, right?
Yes. Exactly.
Because it feels like it's controlled and calm, nice to
You
look
were
at, walk
conforming to what
into.
they look, what
Yes,
they're
right.
used to
And so
seeing. Yes.
I always say, did somebody read the book on the basic colors to wear for business? Brown, blue, black,
Right.
like get away from that. This is how you should dress. This is the
Mhm.
length of your skirt. It's like it's slowly changing
Hmm.
as more topics of diversity, equity, and inclusion is now the big topic, key buzzwords in corporate America as we're trying to break into business, as people of color is getting hired in different positions. My
Yes.
thing is, please do not do that to appease us. Please do not do that so that it is a token, right?
Right.
Right.
Hire us for the right
Right
reason.
reasons.
Don't say, well, if
Exactly.
I hire 5 of you, will that satisfy what I need to do, right? So
Mhm.
it's like, no, do it for the right reason, right?
Because the worst thing could happen is you hire because of the look, and then we're incompetent. And then all that does is put a bad stain. Well, we tried. Yeah, but you didn't pick the right one. Come on, like so you want to be good at the job. And it should be about quality first. And then that goes into Michelle, and I know you've heard, well, we can't find any. And people would hate to hear that. And so instead of being upset about it, I said, well, I'll help you find them. And that's what I do. I help these majority companies find minority firms that are qualified and capable to do the work that they need done at that level. And so that's one of the things my company does is we appraise companies. I don't like to use the word vet, but we appraise them because it's just like appraising a house. Here's the value of where they are today, and or maybe some companies don't mind molding and mentoring them to their their way they do business, and other companies like, nope, we just want them to come in and have all of this. But we are there. And the reason why it works is because we as Black people are used to being in 2 and 3 different worlds, our world, their world, and somebody else's world. They just stay in their own world. So unless we penetrate their world, they don't know where we are. I don't have a problem penetrating their world. I'll go find them for you, what you're looking for, what you need, and we'll match it up. So it's even in that penetration, understanding what their needs are. And some of my clients they even say, as much as I want to, we haven't done a good job, and we need some help. And as long as you understand that and they understand and they're willing to broaden their perspective, we're in a good place.
Right.
Wow.
Nicole, you've been a little quiet. I want to hear
Well,
from you.
go ahead.
Tomorrow too.
I was gonna ask you, you ladies, what you guys thought. When the whole Black Lives Matter movement came, all of these corporations, they started to say, "Oh, we're gonna do this for Black people and this and that," and then it's like all of a sudden, crickets, nothing changed. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
a lot of companies, like they just came out with like Google and Tesla, all these people that were saying these things, and it was
Well,
just like nothing
here's my take on that, because I posted something in LinkedIn. It was an article talking about this very issue about companies coming in and what they were going to do and change their corporate culture and all of that. And my thing is, I don't need to read another article. I want to see some results. And the two things that I have seen results wise that don't benefit me is one has been in tech. A lot of money and investment has been in technology. So if you have a tech firm, they will invest their money because they're looking for, and this is what the article was talking about, because they're looking for an investment, a return on their dollar. I understand that. But there should also be an investment to help that company grow and mature the right way. And I'm not seeing that in a lot of the so-called, we're going to invest in these companies, because it's almost like a pitch competition. The other area I see it in, and this is because of the federal government, is companies going to HBCUs. Finally, they're getting past the Howard, Morgan, Morehouse, and Spelman. There's a lot more HBCUs than those four, but that's where we're seeing a lot of the money go. And there are other great HBCU schools that are out there that could use that infiltration of money and experience and mentorship, and that needs to happen. But those are the two areas that I see these corporate companies go into, and they want our brain, of course, and when they're going into the colleges. But what about other lines of business, other people that have been there for a while, but they need the infusion of cash, or they need the infusion of hardcore investment in equipment and things. I'm not seeing that type of investment where I'm not here, I'm here, but I want to be here. I need somebody to help me get there. And I'm not seeing that from these corporate companies that could help.
So, Nicole, my point of view is, I do agree with Carla, but it is a little different as well, right? So it's a double-edged sword, I always say. A lot of it happened because social media, the whole media blitz of everything was extremely, and can still be extremely strong and powerful, right? So for me, I looked at it from that perspective. Media was covering everything. If you wanted media coverage, then you wanted to be able to say, this is what we're doing to diversify our company, right? So it was bringing the positive media coverage to the companies that were guilty of not doing that before. Okay. And so I think it was okay. The positive side was, yes. So we were getting our foots in the door at the same time they were receiving the media coverage that they wanted to keep their company out there in the forefront,
right,
and still be known, on a positive side, because the media also tore up and tore down those who stuck the road, those who say, no, this is how we want to run our company. These are the rules we have set in place, and this is how we are going to operate. So that's why I said it had its pros and cons when, all of that started to take place and put different spins on, corporate work, corporate America. How are you diversifying these businesses that was never diversified before?
It's
so
like,
tomorrow, what's your take?
Oh,
I'm gonna pull
Hi,
you in.
good evening, ladies. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, I had some technical difficulties and I'm actually using my phone, which I never use.
No
But I did
problem.
want to pop on this evening to welcome Carla. And
Thank
this
you.
is her new time slot, and this will be your show. And as us doing Sister Biz for almost a year now. I think Nicole was doing it for a year, me a few months. I think 9 months with Nicole. Just wanted to pop in and say hey, and these are very great, important topics. And yes, I'm also freshly locked, but it's two strands.
It's beautiful. It's
so
beautiful.
I certainly
Yes, it
identify
is.
this has been a huge transition for me, and I love it. I've just got really pinned up, very versatile, and I love it. I love being natural. So, and yeah, the Black Lives Matter is a huge movement for me personally. I did a lot of protesting and really part of that, and I'm really happy to see, the progression. I'm not really happy with companies. I do think it was kind of like we're just going to do this really quickly. It sounds good. I haven't really seen a lot of action. I agree with Carla. So I hope to see more action. I hope discussions like this and shows like this stay on the forefront so we can see the necessary action in those areas.
Absolutely.
But this is just beautiful. Welcome, Carla, to the family.
Thank you.
Hi, Michelle, and just, welcome to the network. I know my battery's going to die soon. I really wasn't prepared to come on this evening, but you guys keep the conversation going. It's really important. I hope you all support the show.
And you are welcome at any time, any and all times. And we have to do our personal connection. We've done some things on the business side, but we got to do our own sister girl connection and keep these conversations going and support one another with our personal and business pursuits. I'm not going to say, because all we do is professional, but with our personal and business pursuits, because we really, really do need one another, and we really need to support one another in our goals. So absolutely.
And so that Nicole and I were on the show.
You can give me that top when you're done with it. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a robe, and this is a Black business. Catwalk Boutique on Alicina. So I
really?
That Black woman
on Charles Street.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to go down there.
Me too.
No,
Shout out.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful robe.
It's gorgeous.
I'm trying to figure out how to move this comment from in front of the picture.
I don't know how either.
Okay, because I'm like, I want to make sure I'm seeing everybody, but I definitely need to come to your shop.
Yeah, visit her shop. A catwalk. It is on the right.
Yes, on Charles Street.
All right, look, since this is the first show, y'all help a sister out. How do we move this comment out of the way? Oh,
you're muted.
You put it back over there. Can you slide it back to the comments?
And it's in comments. I don't know. Oh Lord.
I
thought it was just me that saw it, but evidently everybody.
Oh, I did it. It's gone.
Well, I'm glad you knew how, because I was like, wait a minute, I can't hardly see Nicole's face.
I'm thinking I did it. She did it.
You gotta go in and click on the comment again. So
okay, you have to click on it twice. Okay.
Just click on that should take it off.
This is our learning. See, that's why it's so important. This is the learning and support. It's the first for me. So seriously, I really appreciate this. Absolutely.
Oh, no problem. But that's what we're talking about, the sisterhood. Nicole and I have formed a sisterhood. We met each other through the show. We're supporting each other in the business. And that's why we decided, we're going to take a break from doing the show, because we want to focus on our businesses and grow our businesses. And we've been thank you, Nicole. She's very supportive of everything that I'm trying to do. I've been very supportive of everything she's trying to do. And so we had to practice what we were preaching, some self-care and taking some time to grow our businesses in 2022. And so you'll have to look out for us. But we've got.
Can you talk about what you're going to be
doing about it?
Yeah, I know.
So
talk about it.
So I'm just really excited.
Because now you got me like, I want to know what she.
Look for our billboards.
Okay.
All right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the only reason why I ask is because I love to market and promote, small business. That's part of my career, is to do that. And so that's why I was interested. But please reach out and kind of like let me know about that. I'm always, someplace where I can promote.
That's true.
And, I really do,
Well, Nicole is a whole empire in herself. So, she could definitely.
But seriously, when you're talking about billboards, people laugh at it, but I know Baltimore has a couple of billboards, and I've seen these two sisters that were attorneys. I don't know if they're still in practice, and they had a billboard a while ago. But I know that the city approved something where they're allowing more billboards to be on the top of these buildings in the city to do some more promotions and things like that. So I don't take that lightly. And if you say, we're going to be in a billboard, I'm like, okay, let me find out, as they say. Absolutely, absolutely. That's great. Definitely keep us posted.
Michelle, what is your business?
So I'm not in business, but what I do is promote small business. So I was the director of civil rights and fair practices for the Maryland Transportation Authority, MDOT, and I retired from there in the state of Maryland. And so when I retired from there, WMATA, Metro DC, they snatched me up. And so now I am the director for the small business programs there. And so basically, what I've done for both of the careers is to be in certifications, dealing with DBE,
Oh
MBE,
man. Oh,
small
okay.
business reserve, small business enterprise, small business programs, micro business programs to ensure that they get participation on contracts. And so the biggest thing, the key is always a certification, getting your business certified. And so once I find that out, I heavily try to promote these companies whenever the opportunity avails me, because I always worked, in agencies that spend millions and billions of dollars on projects and everything. And my thing is, I'm looking for opportunities on those different types of projects, whether it's in construction, architectural engineering, services, maintenance, you name it. I'm looking for those opportunities, me and my team, to have certified minority women-owned businesses to be a part of those type of contracts, to try to connect them with prime contractors, but also to give them an opportunity to be primes themselves,
Right.
by creating and developing programs in these agencies where the dollar values make it easier for small businesses to bid with like companies, right? So I'm always looking for the avenues to promote small businesses, to help them grow. I have been doing a series of small business entrepreneur works with Will Holmes, who's been doing, such an excellent job in Baltimore City. He used to be with the chamber, and he is, now on his own thing. And I talked to him about all the type of strategies and stuff that he does. So I've been with him for a while, helping him as he, has grown. I always say his empire, you know.
Yep.
So I'm very proud of him. And so, I've known Carla for years in different types of business, whether it's public or private sector. She's grown her company and her brand. Oh my God, is so strong now. I just really, enjoy seeing small businesses be successful. I'm also working, with an organization in the city now for the CIAA that's coming. And
Mm-hmm.
my voice for that is to say, how are we incorporating small businesses? What are the opportunities are we giving them when this big thing comes for them to display, make money, and be a part of that whole buildup? So I'm always working behind the scenes to
Absolutely.
promote small businesses when they don't even know I'm promoting them.
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's
And
good.
and
Need it.
Michelle is a woman of her word, and I can say that because I've benefited this this right here. But when Michelle was running, I'm going to say she was running things. I know she wasn't technically, running things at the state, but being able to pick her brain and ask her, okay, so what if I do it this way, or what if I do it the other way, or how do I make sure that I, position my business in the best light, and what do I need to do for certification? And when I opened this company up, because I've had another one, the rules changed from a long time ago. Now you can, there's this one unified uniform application where you can be certified at the state and federal level. And she was just telling me how to do that, and I was like, oh, okay. And I miss doing the airport concessions piece. And just as a quick example, because most of the time when they're certifying you for airport work, they're looking at you to be a concessionaire. And I knew from my experience that though the concession side or in the car rental side could use my consulting services. And it is, how do you tell MDOT that so they could certify you? So it's almost like you have to teach them or explain to them how the work that I do will benefit a concessionaire or a car rental company. And once sometimes it's just picking up the phone and saying, how do I word this? And you get the answer. And that's the benefit of having, it's a sisterhood, yes, but it's really because you've built really good relationships, period. And that way they don't have a problem answering your phone at the nth hour to say, how do I do this?
What time did she call me?
I don't know when I called you, but the point is you answered, you pick up the phone. How about that? And it's also because of this type of encouragement, and along with what I've learned along the way, I understand the benefits of being certified at that federal level in multiple states. And just so we can talk a little bit of business, I want to be able to say that for our listeners, because with all this infrastructure dollar coming down the pike, people are going to get on these contracts. And though the state or the county might be letting them, if it's federal dollars, federal rules apply. And if you aren't certified at the federal level, you can't play.
So I was in a meeting. I was in a meeting the other day. So myself, I'm gonna say WMATA, because I was representing my agency. So WMATA, DDOT, VDOT, and water. We were all doing a panel speaking thing in DC, and we were talking about, the question was posed to what is our agencies doing to prepare for, this influx for infrastructure, dealing with the whole money. So of course, the first thing I'm saying is I'm preparing to have businesses get certified so I can make sure they're going to get this money, right?
How about that?
So that was my first thing. But internally, what people do not know, and I'm going to share with you guys, with the audience, is that each agency has to prepare as far as what are the capital projects, okay? Mainly you start looking at your capital projects, the estimated dollar values of those capital projects. You start looking at what are the human capital resources that you need in your agency to prepare and work on and do all these things. And that includes contracts for services, right? That also includes contracts for consulting, right? And see, that's where I just put my little foot right in the door. And I'm like, because we got our certified businesses, they're ready, right? And so my thing is, I'm always sending out emails, updates. I don't care what the opportunities is. I'm always making sure that my team do the email blast to all of our certified businesses to say, this is what they need. This is what's coming up. If you're interested, please prepare, or, go to the portal, start looking at scope, and things of that sort, because it's so important to give them the heads up. So at all of the agencies that I mentioned, we are preparing internally in order to make sure that we're prepared for the influx, which is a happy influx. But that also means on this side of the house, it's a lot of work, right? And so we need assistance. We call it outsourcing, but that outsourcing means that that's a small business that I'm trying to hire to come and work and help do this stuff.
That's right.
Okay. And so those are the opportunities that you don't always hear about, because that's the preparation on the internal side of the agencies.
Now, you mentioned that there is a dual application for state and federal, because I know it was like you have to apply for each one. Well, everything but like the MBE, DBE, you can do those together. But
so what she's saying is what you just said. When if you are applying at MDOT for certification, you have the choice. Do you want to apply for the federal program, DBE, SBE, or do you want to apply for the state program, MBE, right? Or the third is, do you want to apply for both at the same time?
Ding, 3.
Those are your options when you apply. So that's
basically it's a one and done. So when I use the uniform application, I end up being a MBE for the state of Maryland, a DBE, which is disadvantaged business, which is at the federal level, an SBE for small business, because some of the contracts are small business.
Right, but the SBE is federal. So
I'm sorry. Yes, at the federal level.
Remember this: anything that deals with federal is DBE, SBE.
SBE.
Okay. Anything that deals with your state is M. MBE, minority business. You might hear it called women's local, own small business, anything like that. Those are all your local type of programs. Like Maryland has the SBR, Small Business Reserve Program. Okay, that's state. That's all local stuff right there, right? So those are more business opportunities within the state of Maryland for you to be able to get involved with. And that's a separate certification under a different agency than MDOT. Right. MDOT is the official state of Maryland certifying agency for your federal and MBE program, right? Maryland also has its counties and the city
of Baltimore,
right? Dealing with certifications and their programs and things, right? So you might want to see, okay, if you're certified, say you go through the MDOT certification, it makes it easier to go through other certifications, right? At my agency, if you're certified in Maryland, it makes it easier for you to get certified quicker at my agency, that type of thing. So we try to make sure, well, at least at my agency, because I'm in charge, try to make sure that we're not giving you a heavy lift to be certified with us if you're already certified in what is considered your home state. Okay, because different entities like DDOT, Department of Transportation, or VDOT, when you're certified in your home state, what they try to do, because we're so big, it makes it easier to be certified with them.
Right.
Because they just want to pull over your information that you've already submitted, and that'll go along with your application packet. And then what some of them do is they will call your state and say, can you just send me the last field site visit, or, whatever the agent wrote up for our records. And once that connection is made, once your financials are there and they're clear and updated, it makes that process so much easier.
It sure does, because that's what got me certified in 11 other states. Is once Maryland certified me, I started doing reciprocity applications in other states, and and it makes it easy. And I'm still waiting on one, but that's because they got some issues internally. So, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. And of course, then you're always getting information from those states about different things. And I when it comes to road work, this for me, because I'm in aviation, I'm doing it for the airports in those states, especially federal. At home, I can do transportation road work, but it's going to be difficult for me right now to do road work type projects in other states until I grow. I'm not going to rule that out. But like I said, just knowing that this infrastructure dollars is coming down the pike. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yes, indeed.
Nicole, you was going to say something else?
I guess okay, so the proposals are sent out. I know a lot of times small businesses have the hard time of being able to, I guess, they're like 10, 15, 20 pages long. Sometimes, like the RFPs. Are there companies that assist them with completing that? Because I know a lot of times people ask, what do they do? You see it and it's it's intimidating, especially when they're running a business.
So yes, it's a lot of companies out there who will assist you with that, and they will also charge you with that. There are some organizations that will do it for free, like what's that? SBA. They have some free services. Baltimore City's isn't that the small? They still have the small business office
resource center
with Paul Taylor.
Because Paul is the director for the mayor's
so they
office,
have free services.
Yeah.
That they help you with things like that. Jan over at DLLR, their office, they have free services there that can help you with different things. Out there, you just have to do your homework.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what we'll do also, because I didn't know about DLLR, is get some information and be able to, have that at the ready for, as a resource. We can stick that up. I know tomorrow, I think she left. Hopefully she'll come back. I know she said her camera was dying, and I think she had a question or she wanted to comment, but this is all good stuff. So Yeah.
Yeah, because I know like a lot of people have a lot of questions, about the certification process. And for me, I don't know, I just kind of went down and just checked and sent
Well,
in.
MDOT is good. They have free seminars, and they're
Mhm.
doing them, of course, online. But what was it? Every first Tuesday, you can go and they'll tell you what you need to know, and you can ask a lot of questions and things like that. So they're still offering that service. That's the great thing about MDOT. They have some really good people
Yeah.
that will give you that information. They know their stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
mean, I sat on their board for 20
long
something.
time, long time.
Yeah, a long time. And so it's such an excellent team there. They do a lot to, really help you in everything. The agents there, they're sharp, I mean, like, yeah. So it's
And
you just
Michelle,
call them.
I don't know if Michelle, if I ever told you this, but I remember, years, decades ago, we would, you and others would always say to get certified in Maryland, it's free. And I'm like, of course it is. Well, not until I went to the state of Texas. So I was doing work for a large A&E firm because, again, when I got certified at the federal level, I was doing some work down in Dallas, Texas, and at Dallas International Airport. And of course, for the federal programs, you cannot be charged to get certified. But in Texas, if you want to be certified at the state level, you have to pay.
Wow.
And when I was down, I was like, so this is what Michelle was talking about. In
Mhm.
Texas, I was again in Dallas, so it's like the North region, and there's an organization where you can get it done for $25, but the state has allowed Minority Supply Development Council and WeBank to be in charge of their state certifications. So
Mm.
you're paying them, and you get the dual. So you get the dual certification for the state, and then with WeBank or MSDC. But it's difficult because where the other states have their directory that's free online,
Mhm.
Texas, you have to pay. You talk about pay to
Wow.
play, and so that's why the company brought me in. It was cheaper for them to bring me in and let me do the groundwork for the specific type of companies they were looking for, as opposed to paying for $1,000 for a membership with MSDC to get a hold of their membership of who was certified at the state level. And
Mm.
it might not even be the type of companies that they need for this project, because Dallas International Airport, where they had so much money from the state, they didn't need to do their capital projects with federal dollars. They were using state dollars. So
Oh,
with MBE participation, not DBE participation, and they were like, we can't find the MBEs because you have to pay to get into those. So we were
wow.
weaving out, going through the
Yeah.
weeds and with our networks, and Corona hit. So that was the
Wow.
end of that.
I'm gonna tell you, it's disheartening, because that's discouraging for startup companies, right?
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
discouraging for companies who have not yet, I always say, gotten your foot into the door, to have that experience. One of the
Mhm.
things that I also do try to tell companies, though, right? As you become an entrepreneur, a business owner, and everything, it is so important to reinvest into your company, and to try to have circles of trust, because you're going to find yourself in situations that if you are the one who is performing the actual work and labor, who's keeping up with your administrative side
Right.
of the work, if you're a prime and or if you're a sub,
Oh,
it's still an administrative side. When you have a contract, the invoicing, the documentations, the filling out of the forms,
yes, the
it's a
reports.
struggle. Yeah, it is a struggle, if you don't have others to work with you, and or if you don't have, always say, a circle of trust, because you are trusting someone to, how you say, take ownership and value of something that's
Right.
yours, and to treat it like it's theirs, and to how you say, protect it like it's
Mhm.
theirs. And so I always call that a circle of trust. You
Yes.
want those who believe in you and believe in, you know, what you're doing within your business to help it to grow.
And I
Exactly.
call it my red team. I'm
Mhm.
a 60s baby, and my favorite show was Batman. And every time and I put this in my book, and every time the commissioner got in trouble, he picked up that red phone to call Batman. And so who is it that you can call at a moment's notice to push you, prod you, promote you, help you figure out a problem? Is this a good opportunity? Do I need to do this now or wait? So I'm all about the red team. You know, you got, you know, some folks call it your posse and all of that, but I try to be a little bit more professional. Circle of trust is because sometimes they're your circle of trust, but not necessarily your red team. And all of that is important, you know, when you're ready to take that next level, especially like you said, Michelle, when you're having a serious contract, especially a government contract, because there are so many rules and regulations you have to follow, and you
Yes.
don't want to
Yeah.
mess up. It's one thing when it's private, you know, y'all can
Mhm.
talk it out, but when it's federal, when it's government, yeah, you got to play. It's their rules, you know, and you just have to learn how to abide by them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now, Nicole, you know, I used to say this when I sat on MDOT's board for certification. And I always say to companies who had to come before the board, because not many had to come, but there were quite a few, right? So when you come before the board, I used to say to companies when they used to, you could tell that they changed their company to meet the program. And I used to ask the question, it seems as though your company ran perfect before you wanted to try to change it to be a part of the program. What made you want to do that?
mhm,
And sometime with that type of question, you find out fraud, or you find out that that person's not really the owner, someone else is, you know, because it takes a lot to run your company based off of the guidelines and constraints of any type of certification program. Okay, these programs are to help the small minority business to have an opportunity, right, to participate on a government, federal, or state type of contract. And yes, there are things there to help you, but there are also ways that a company can hurt itself,
right,
right? And so when Carla says, you know, you really got to be on top of the administrative side of your operation or your business, it's important because a lot of the state and government requirements deals with reporting.
in
Because
a
they want,
timely fashion.
right, they want to make sure, yes, they have the policies and procedures in place for you to get paid on time. Now, no, it doesn't always mean that some prime gonna make sure you paid, and so that's why you have my office,
Right.
okay? But
You got to
the
do your part.
laws are there
Right.
to protect you as a small business. So it's important that when you say that I want to be certified in one of these programs, you understand your
Right.
rights as a certified small business, certified in one of those categories, and what your rights are when you participate as a prime or sub on those type of contracts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
And
good.
I'm still learning some things.
Mhm.
I've been in the game as an entrepreneur. I've been on the government side when I was with the city of Baltimore. I've been on the corporate side working with a firm that an out-of-state firm that was certified in the state. And you learn something new all the time. And I'm amazed at it's sometimes and it's no fault of the business owner. We're as the business owner, we're doing all we can. We think we're following all the rules, and sometimes we miss something. And that's where the offices that Michelle runs and others become helpful because they're on the inside and they can see some things that we can't. And that's when I sat in the mayor's office seat, I saw some things because I was like, oh, you over here in this department, y'all trying to no. We're not having that. Not, you know, and because it's still some slim shade, you know, some slim shady people that will try in procurement and there's certain agencies that will try to set you up to fail. And that's unfortunate. And or when they see that a certain company is growing and getting to the point where they can now play as a prime, then some things are done to push them back down. So it forces them to stay in that subcontracting position. And some you just have to call it what it is. Nope, nope, nope. And that's the government side. When you're on that advocacy side, you can see some things and say, okay, so if this is how you want to play, we're going to put some new rules in place so that it doesn't become a detriment to small businesses that are trying to do the right thing and trying to grow. So, yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's all good information. I know for me, I didn't know. I have that DBE and SBE, and I didn't know it was fun. So that's
Yeah.
yeah, because
No,
I just
and that's, you know what, that's you on your journey to learning about those
Mhm.
programs.
Mhm.
Because those programs will look very good on your resume. I always say your business resume, you
Mhm.
know. Make sure that you when you do your networking and introducing your business, if you're trying to do it as a subcontractor, then you let a prime contractor know that these are the NAICS codes and things and
Right.
areas that you're certified in. This is how you can benefit them if they bid on a contract with federal funding. Because see, let me tell you this: not all agencies have federal funding.
Mhm.
Okay, so because you only signed up for DBE and SBE, right? You didn't do MBE.
Oh, I have the MBE, Hub Zone,
No,
WOSB.
no, I mean you have MBE with MDOT.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. No, because you
Good.
said DBE, SBE. So that way you can let them know, hey, this is how I can, benefit you, not just because I'm excellent at my skills and works, but I can also help you benefit because you can achieve your goals
Right.
utilizing my company's certification.
Right. Mhm.
And
Yep.
that's like part of the marketing process. Like
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
okay.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
And speaking of marketing, with the little bit of time we have left, um, that's where your capability statement comes in handy.
Mhm.
And I put it on my website. It's on my CAPE statement when I send it out, and I also put it on LinkedIn. There was a company out of Florida that found me on LinkedIn, and I asked him, "How'd you find me?" And he said, "Well, I start pulling the hashtags." He said, "And I don't know how come I missed you the first time, but I'm so glad." And they were they were going after some work at the airport. They didn't win, but I have a new contact, and we're looking for opportunity, or they're looking for opportunities that they can use me on future projects. They're out of Florida. Who knew? And
Mhm.
LinkedIn has been awesome. And when he realized, because they saw that I was in Maryland, and when we got to talking, and I said, "Well, I'm also certified." He goes, "Oh, really? Oh, yeah, we need to talk." Okay. And so, definitely I use LinkedIn for my business connections. I
Mhm.
get what I need out of LinkedIn than I do off of Facebook. That's
I'm gonna tell you, yeah, Facebook to me, that's not a
that's
business,
personal. Right. Right.
thing. But LinkedIn is how a lot of agencies find me as far as for public speaking events. Like this month, I'm flying down to North Carolina to Raleigh to speak at their transportation business
Patient.
summit.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes.
I will be partnering with the Transportation Secretary of Louisiana.
Oh wow.
Yes, so I'm excited
Congratulations.
about
I'm
that.
excited for you.
This is
That is
warm
exciting.
too. It's gonna be warmer.
I hope so.
Just hope those no more tornadoes come through. How about
I
that?
know, right? So I'm looking forward to that and
That's awesome.
everything. Just trying to get a little normalcy back.
Right. Right.
I think LinkedIn, the whole conversation and how to utilize it is a whole show in itself.
Yeah.
But
We can do that. We can talk about that. Absolutely.
a lot of people don't realize the importance of it. They really don't. So
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you one of the things in that I coach or teach on for entrepreneurs when they're starting out and they don't have a lot of capital. I always say, have you thought about partnering up with other small business or entrepreneurs and y'all do bartering?
Mm-hmm.
That's an old word,
Oh, yep.
bartering, but it really helps because sometimes in order to bid on some contracts, you need to do a joint venture.
Venture.
And
Team and agreements, all that good stuff. Yes,
so,
ma'am.
those type of things, to me, it goes back to bartering. Hey, I can use your stuff, you can use mine.
Yep.
Let's partner to do this and make some money, right?
Yep.
So it's not just for that, but it's just to help each other to grow, right? Because sometimes you don't have the capital to pay out to get this certain whatever it is done that you need for your company.
Mm-hmm.
So if you got something you can offer the person who can do that for you, that's bartering, right?
And everybody
eats.
eats.
It. It's
Right.
Win-win.
Win-win, and everybody eats. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I look. I'll be like, call me old-fashioned, but let me tell you, it works.
That works.
And that's
And
what
that's
it
where
is.
that circle of trust comes in, because
Yeah.
you're going to. That's when you do business with people that but you gotta trust. Them. That don't mean I want to do business with you, but if I trust you, that's a whole nother level. Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
So Nicole, we'll have to stay in contact.
Yeah,
and like I said when we were talking earlier, I really think this discussion has been great, and I think that it's going to benefit all of us and our individual business and hopefully our collective businesses, and just be able to continue to spread the wealth of information, spread the wealth of connections, and then spread some serious wealth. Yeah.
Right. And
Absolutely.
that's really what it's about, because information is definitely key. I've learned a lot, because I have the certifications, and we have a prime that uses us to ship internationally. So we're building our past performance.
Right.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new world, because like we've been in this business for 2 years, and now we get the solicitations, from like the different procurement officers when people send out stuff, and it's still to the point where it's like, because you look at it and it's like 15, 20 pages, and I'm like, I will have to come back to that, so. It's intimidating, to if you're working on those lines. Oh yeah, that's
it is. I mean, let me tell you, that's why I said, I know. I have talked to, helped, guided, a lot of companies, and yes, it can be, but then it comes a piece of cake when you do your first one.
Right. Whether you win or lose it, the fact is, you know what you need to do.
The fact that you did it and it was able to be evaluated, wow, it's like, wow, I did that. So then you put it in your little book and save it for your sample for the next one.
Copy, paste. Just make sure you change the name.
You save it for that.
That's for real.
Wow.
That's for real.
I mean, it's been beautiful, and to know our Wednesday at 7:00 is in good hands.
Oh,
thank you so much, Nicole.
But we just spread the hands. You're not getting. You're not. Yeah, I understand it might not be every week. I get that. I'm trying to figure that part out too. But we expect to see you. I expect to see you.
Yeah, I'm not leaving. We're not like leaving.
Good.
Just a break, because like I am expanding. So, and just to kind of wrap up some stuff, because I want to kind of retire a little bit out of the real estate industry, so I can kind of 100% focus on my business.
Okay. That sounds wonderful, Nicole.
That's where I'm at. But I'm going to put them certifications to use.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna say please do.
I got some certification homework to do too. So I think we all do.
Yeah. I'm doing renewal now, annual.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, I'm in renewal. Because this time that December, January is slow. So it was a good time for me when I did my certifications the first time. So now it's renewal. But that's easy. When you get them, it's easy. So no change affidavit, ain't nothing changed.
So you know what? So I'm before I log out here, I'm going to tell you ladies both. Make sure, since you have your certifications, that you get certified over with WMATA.
Yes, ma'am. That's my homework.
We are definitely looking for certifications. Like I said, I don't know if I did say it, but I do now have new programs. I have the MBE program. I have a small business program and a micro business program.
Wow.
And so I'm trying to get every dollar I can into the pockets of small business, right? And so just spread the word. We are welcoming Of course, all of the DMV, as they say,
Okay.
in Metro, to be a part of what WMATA. I mean, I recently was able to ensure that 8% of minority participation will be on the new Hitachi project for our
Oh,
new
wow.
rail
I
car.
saw that come through.
Whew, let me
That's
tell you something. I am ecstatic because I did that in less than 1 year of starting the new job.
That's awesome. During the
Congratulations.
pandemic, mind you.
Girl,
During
I was just like, okay.
That's
So,
it.
working with them and on this project and just like being able to have them do outreach and help them with that and promote it, because we want to make sure that, 8% sounds small, but it's
But that's
not
a lot.
small on when you're talking about 2 billion or more dollars.
Dollars.
So
And,
I'm like,
so,
okay.
and
It
I
is
would like,
if it's
like
small.
I would like to have a show dedicated to that because on the Baltimore side, we don't hear a lot. I understand WMATA because I used to be in Southern
Right.
Maryland.
Now,
But
Baltimore, well, see, Will is no longer with the chamber. He promoted a lot of our projects, and Wayne Frazier, his organization, promoted in his newsletter a lot of our projects.
Well,
So
we'll make sure
we have
promote it.
partnered. We have partnered with Wayne Frazier. We did the Maryland Live, and stuff like that, and we did another one of the outreaches that he had. So he's been trying to make sure that we keep it out there because that's my biggest thing now, marketing our new programs and the certification for them. Because I'm also now getting ready to touch any and every type of credit card procurement.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. So I'm looking for all the dollar values up in
That's
there.
right.
Okay.
Right.
To get to small business because it is like if once they get their foot in that door, they'll come back and they'll come back. And I'm like,
Yep.
yes, that's a good check to get.
Yes, ma'am.
You know
Yes,
what I'm
it is.
saying? on a regular basis, and you ain't sharing it with nobody.
Say that again.
So, Miss Carla, have you figured out how we can put her number across for people that may want to? Listen, don't ask me.
Tell me no. So just work with a sister. What do I need to do?
She may just have to say it.
Okay.
Miss Michelle, you might have to just say it.
Might have to say what?
The phone number.
Well, how about the website?
I'm not going to do a phone number, but I will do the email address.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll make sure that everyone has my email address. I can put it in comments.
I was going to say if you do that, and that way it'll be there afterwards. That'll be good.
Put it in comment. No, I can't.
Mm-hmm.
It's not letting me.
It won't let you do a comment.
I can write up in the private chat, but it's not letting me do.
Oh, on the comment side.
Right, I'm going to type in this post.
I tell you what, I'll put it in there because I can't do it. I think because you guys have the controls.
Not me.
Share.
Only because somebody's gonna ask. Somebody's gonna ask, and I'm gonna be like, "Oh,
you think so?"
Give me an email. Let me see if I can't type it. Oh, okay. If I can get my cursor to the chat.
Because this is a lot of good information.
It is excellent information.
Yeah. I'm glad I can help out.
Yeah. I appreciate it because it is. Look, I had a phone number. I'm gonna call
because sometimes people have perks more than others.
There it is. I put it in there. Okay, look, Dottie put it in there. No, I did it. I'm sorry. I did it. It comes up under Black News USA and under Dottie.
Okay, very good.
So it's in there. It's in there.
Perfect. Because they're gonna ask.
Okay. Well, you know what, Carla, as you do this journey, you can do different segments, topics, and stuff like that we can all talk about and stuff. And
Absolutely.
That sounds good.
Absolutely. I'm actually putting my email in there so folks will have it as well.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
So
ladies, thank you. This has just been awesome.
Nicole, it's been awesome to meet you. I would love to hear about your journey. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I am. I told him, I said, when I get these certifications, I'm gonna call because I need to be marketable and valuable.
Oh, you
beyond.
already that.
I was
Look,
getting
you
ready to
already
say.
that. We just want to spread it out there. That's all.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
You
and
gotta
know what I'm
make it spreadable.
We're gonna
Yeah.
spread it out there.
Yeah, this has been
Absolutely.
beautiful.
Wonderful
among
to start the
Black-
year. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you
was.
so very much.
Any questions that I can help, you with, Miss Carla, please reach out.
Okay.
And Miss Michelle, I will be contacting you.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
All
look
right.
forward to it.
this
Thank
has
you
been
so much,
wonderful.
ladies. For those who have attended, we hope you got some words of wisdom, some encouragement and motivation, and that we've lifted your spirits some type of way. I have my email listed. Michelle has her email listed. If you have ideas for shows that you would like and topics that you would like us to talk about, absolutely email us or contact Be More News or blackusa.news. We will take it all. Thank you so much. Happy New Year. Let's
Yep.
make it a prosperous one. Thanks.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ladies.
Bye-bye. You did
That
good.
was good.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
okay, in the broadcast.